Cool. So welcome to the Deal Final Corner. So this is your weekly property talk show brought to you by Property Filter, hosted by myself, Guillaume Black, your favorite Frenchman. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Property Filter. It's the UK's highest rated platform to find deals, and we are on a mission to empower our property investor and deal sourcing members to find yet again 1,000 deals this year, thanks to the Property Filter blueprint. And the purpose really with this Deal Final Call is to give you more and the best of the available resources by inviting expert guests who will share with you the latest, the most current strategies, tactics, and secrets about what actually works right now in terms of finding and making deals and the reality of systemizing and running a high-performance business in property. So it really is my pleasure today to introduce to you my very good mate, Lee Blake, on today's Deal Final Corner. So Lee is an incredibly successful investor based in Birmingham. I've known Lee for, I don't know, maybe 7 years or something. He turned, in his time, he turned 100K remortgage into almost 2 million worth of property and land, and largely because of his website and the way he finds his deals. So I'm really, really happy and excited to hear more about deals, about Lee's talk today. And we're going to talk about lots of deals. So what you can expect from today's episode. So Lee will take us through how you can use websites and social media to attract motivated sellers and off-market BMV property deals, or to leverage a national brand to deliver local deals. I know you can find your goldmine area and become a key person of influence in your area with anything when it comes to selling the property, so that people think of you, when they need to sell their house quickly. So, and then we'll have time for some exclusive Q&A. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about Lee's talk today. So please give a massive Property Filter virtual welcome to Mr. Lee Blake.
Thank you very much for that. I think you said I was an incredible investor. I wouldn't go that far, but I'm kind of learning, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, you're really good at closing those really creative deals,
Yeah, so I suppose I always think outside the box, and so to me it's just kind of natural to kind of just it lends itself to do more creative deals. And I think I'm also good. One of my skills, I've got many weaknesses, but one of my skills I think is just getting on with people and building rapport, and obviously that helps a lot. Can you see my screen okay, Guillaume?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
Cool.
I was going
Awesome.
to say one of your skills is being a good a good friend on nights out, but let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, we might get into trouble. But yeah, we're owed one. Let's put it that way, mate. Okay, cool. So thanks very much to Guillaume for hosting this and inviting me to talk. I've been wanting to do this for ages, really. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about my background and why I'm here. So I graduated and then I lived abroad. I did TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. So I lived abroad for 5 years. I lived in Japan for 3 years, Australia, Thailand, and did lots of traveling. And I used to be a backpacker. So that's a little bit about me. I came back, and it's a bit cheesy, but I got a job as a youth worker and a teacher in Birmingham. And I wanted to give something back because I got excluded from school 6 times in my last 2 years and totally messed up my GCSEs. So I've got a job working for the local council. And I've had 2 property careers. The first one was from 1999. I was actually living in Japan, and I came home for 3.5 weeks, and I bought a property in that time. And then I went back to Japan for another 2 years, saved up some money, and then I kind of went slowly and steadily. But I sold my first portfolio in 2006/7, just before the crash, which in one hand was really good, but on the other hand, now I know what I know. I should never have sold. But then I started a t-shirt printing business, and that actually morphed into a social enterprise, a community interest company, because of my youth work background. And from that, I learned how to do web design and SEO. For those of you that don't know, SEO is search engine optimization, and it's basically the art of getting websites to the top of Google. And I learned how to do that. And so my second property career was from about 2015 until now. And I'm kind of full-time in property, and I do maybe 80% of my time easily now is Sell My House Quickly network. But what happened was around 2015, I got into more personal development kind of stuff and reading, and I read, like many people here probably, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then I read Simon Zutzi's Property Magic. And like Gim said, I convinced my at the time my missus. Now she's my ex, and maybe she's quite risk averse. So I can, we paid. I was quite lucky. I paid off my mortgage in a nice area, just a little house in a nice area of Birmingham called Moseley. And I remortgaged that and took 100K out of it and then I had some fun money to play with. And then I found PIN. Luckily for me, I won lots of the training at PIN, and then that culminated in me doing Mastermind 29, which was around the time of COVID. And then I went really big into HMOs and social housing, and that paid for both of my sons to go through private school, one of the best countries, but one of the best schools in the country. Then I did Dan Hill's property entrepreneur program, and I did the white box development course as well. So it's a little bit about my education, I suppose. So I've become quite good at finding no money left in deals and momentum investing and attracting JV partners. And Simon Zucci always says it: if you find the good deals, you'll find the money, and that's definitely worked for me. So now I've turned that 100K into almost £2 million worth of land and property. I think I've got 3 pieces of land that I'm hoping to get through planning permission in the next year or 2. And some of them are really juicy deals. I'm going to show you some. And yeah, I suppose I'm really good at finding motivated, and I now call them ultra motivated sellers, and I'll show you why in a bit, and BMV deals. And I think I've kind of flipped the script a little bit. So every day I wake up to things in my inbox that motivated sellers have contacted me. So I'm going to share you why. Like we're told to go and find motivated sellers, but my system delivers motivated sellers to me, which is a nice place to be in. So want this to be a little bit interactive. Lots of people have read Property Magic. What's the #1 rule of Property Magic? Smash it into the chat box if you can remember. Come on. Can you, I can't see the chat, Guillaume. Can you tell me if anyone has responded? You there, Guillaume? Well, let me see.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You should see it now.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, motivate says Darren DeWall, you get straight to the top of the class. So yeah, always find motivated sellers. That's the #1 rule in Property Magic. And I kind of, to me, it's just common sense, isn't it? You make your profit when you buy. So I cottoned onto that really quickly. And because I could build websites and I could SEO them to the top of Google, I couldn't believe it. I had to negotiate for this. Obviously, someone else had bought summerhousequickly.co.uk. Well, I found who it was. They weren't really using it, or they had like a really rubbish website. So I just negotiated it, gave them a few £100 and bought it because I knew that it was, if you understand websites and SEO, this is Google heaven. And so I just bought that straight away. And I was a bit like, who's these guys? Darren, do you recognize these? Let's show your age. Who's these guys? Put it in the chat. This was me, maybe in 2015, 2016, when I was going to the PIN meetings and learning. Oh, Darren Millwood. Well done, Florence. You also got the motivated sellers one. Darren Millwood. Yeah, this is New Kids on the Block. So this was me, my second property career at the start of it. But luckily for me, well, not kind of luckily, I knew what I was doing. It gave me like instant credibility because all of a sudden I was getting deals and I was getting too many leads from all over the place. And people at the PIN meeting were saying, "Oh, Lee, like we really need to go for a coffee and tell me what you're doing and how you're doing it. And, maybe we can do deals or JV." So straight away, it gave me instant credibility within this new world that I was venturing into. So I've always had far too many leads that I kind of knew what to do with. And that's why SMHQ Network came into existence. So leads is one thing, but you guys want to know about deals. So I'm going to just talk you through 3 of the deals that I've done or about to do. So this one was directly through the site. The guy Googled Sam House quickly. I think this is Nottingham. And this is known as the one with the boat. So straight away, I love deals like this because we can add a lot of value. So I was like, oh, I'm interested. But I've got a form on my website and it says, what do you think the property is worth on the open market and what would you accept? So he said it's worth about 227 and would accept 175. So I thought, oh, that's okay. It was about 10 p.m. at night. but I didn't, obviously I didn't speak to him then, but I think I sent him an email back and said, can you send me some pictures? But I actually did some due dil, and I was doing it with the old way of doing due dil. So maybe it took me half an hour. Now I just use property filter to do due diligence, and it's like 5 minutes and it's done. But I did it the old way. Was up thinking about it like I do, and I spoke to him on the Friday. Went to see him on the Saturday, and I thought actually after the due deal, I thought if it's done up, it's worth more. So I went to see him. Agreed to buy it. I think I agreed to buy it for 168 or 158. So he said 175, and when I spoke to him, I said that this needs doing, that needs doing. So we agreed that, and we agreed an exchange and delayed completion. Maybe like some of you, if you're good at finding deals, it's kind of feast or famine. Sometimes you've got money from a remortgage, sometimes you're totally skint. And when I found this deal, I was totally skint. So I was going to assign this to somebody else, but it was an exchange and delay completion. The dream of the seller was to give up the house and go and live on a boat. He lived on a boat maybe many years ago, and he was kind of retiring. He's always wanted to live on a boat. So he wanted, so we agreed in exchange with delay completion. He needed a little bit of money that I was going to give him, and he was going to buy this boat. But it's a long story, but he lost that boat, and then he became more and more motivated. He found a bigger, better boat, and he came to me and said, listen, have you got any money? Can you get some money? Because I want this boat. This is like my dream boat. And he said, buy me this boat and I'll take it off and I'll give you a discount. I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But obviously I didn't know anything about boats, but I Googled it and thought it is a deal. I could see other ones being sold for less. So I actually, instead of giving him the money, what I did was I turned the deal into a purchase lease option, also assignable. I took a loan, I think, of 50K from an investor, and they gave them interest on it, and I bought the boats. When he signed the lease option and gave me the keys to the house, so I could decorate, I gave him the keys to the boat, and he moved out of the house into the boat, and he was like happy as Larry. It was great for me because I could get the builders around and get going and turn it around. So this is me driving the boat. He took me out. He's a really nice guy. So we refurbed and redecorated. No major works needed to be done, but it was like a bit of a state, but we made it look really nice. So nice, in fact, that we put it straight on Airbnb, and we were getting like £120 a night, about 80% occupancy. But now I rent it to a supported living company. It's really like 3 double bedrooms and really nice garden and stuff. So I spent 11K on it, did a quick refurb, and I got a RICS value of 250K. But what I didn't say was I actually ended up giving him 110K for the house. So I spent about 125K all in with legals and the refurb, and I kind of doubled my investment. So that meant I could take 171K out. So I basically got a free house, and I got 46K in my back pocket to go for the next deal. The RIC survey and the local agents all said I'd get about £1,000 a month, but when I rented it, I got 1,700, and I got 6 months rent up front from the company that do it, and I wrote inflation related increases each year. So now it's the first anniversary now. They pay me £1,754 a month. And remember, the RIC survey and the local agent said it's Nottingham, you'll only get £1,000. So the extra profit now paid through my Tesla, through the business. So it's a good example of kind of thinking on my feet and giving the motivated seller what he wanted, which was he just wanted to live in a boat. And yeah, I had to pay a little bit of interest on the 50K. But what happened was one of my deals, I got the remortgage. So rather than assigning this to somebody else, I knew it was a great deal. So I did it myself. And I dare say that in the future, I'm going to build an extension on the side, maybe a double extension, maybe a triple extension. But for now, the company have got it for the next 4 years, and they do everything. It's a full repairing and insuring lease, and I got paid to do this deal, and that was strictly because he came through the website and he was just very motivated. When he lost the first boat, he became more and more motivated and suggested to me that he would give me a discount if I could do it quicker. The next one, so this was a little bit tricky. So I bought a flat off this guy. So I saw the flat. It was on the market. I think it was going through an auction, but he wouldn't engage with me. I think he'd just been let down and let down, and kind of some sellers get a bit cheesed off, and he just wouldn't engage with me. So I sent him my website. I said, "Listen, like I know you've been messed about, but I'm serious. I'm selling my house quickly. This is what I do every day. I'll do this deal within a month." So then he called me and he said, "Oh, you look like the real deal. Come and meet me. Have a look at the flat." So I did that. I bought the flat off him for 56K, and this is just outside the centre of Birmingham. And then I rented it 2 days later for £713 a month. So after 6 months, I got all my money out because I just remortgaged it, and I think they said it was worth 80K, and I got all my money out. And it was actually from viewing to get it to signing to get the keys, it was 3.5 weeks. And yeah, first time I met him, he was really good. He was a prolific landlord and developer and investor. And I basically asked him if he'd mentor me, and like I took him for a few coffees, and it's kind of some of the best £3.50s I've ever spent because he's kind of a mate now. If I find some deals or big deals, I say, "Oh, can you concept check this for me?" But it turns out it had 70 properties and bits of land to sell. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a bit like kind of winning the lottery, isn't it? So I went just to buy this kind of little flat to put into my portfolio, and he's got all this other stuff to sell. And he had a lot of death around him because of COVID. So he just wanted to move on and cash out. He's retiring. So I ended up buying 3.5 acres of land off him. And if you know Birmingham, you might know a place called Bourneville or Cadbury World. So you can see Cadbury World from there. So it's in an area called Bourneville, stroke Sturchley. Sturchley is like the new Moseley. It's like the trendiest area in Birmingham. It's just been put on the Times best places to live in the country list as well. So we're about to put in, so this is kind of about half the land that we've bought. So we're about to put in a pre-app, and we've got 4 main ideas. One of them is 21 self-build plots. I'm learning loads about eco developments at the moment, with a view to the council allowing us to do one of 4 schemes. But if they go for 21 self-build plots, it will give us a GDV of over £5 million. The best thing is we only paid 75K for the land, so got no idea if they'll give it to us. Like you guys might not know, but Birmingham City Council are absolutely skint, so they want developers. With HS2 coming, we'll talk about that in a minute. They reckon another 150,000 people are going to be living in Birmingham in the next 10 to 20 years. And obviously there's not enough space for them. So they need developers. So I'm hopeful that we might not get 21, but we might get 10. But yeah, I will let you know what we do. So yeah, that's 3.5 acres of land that we bought. And then this one is one that was really juicy. And again, I've got a love-hate relationship with social media. So sometimes I'm on it and I'm doing it a lot. Sometimes I just can't be bothered, but I've got to get better and be more consistent because it works. And obviously I've got the website that looks nice and professional. So I drive traffic to the website by doing, I've even joined TikTok recently, Instagram, and I love Facebook. So it's currently like this. It's just a bungalow with a big front garden and a big back garden. But the exciting news is it's only 800 meters to the HS2 station, and you're going to be in London in, I think it's 45 minutes door to door, which is kind of amazing. And it's really close to 2 universities, Aston University and Birmingham City University, and it's just a 15-minute walk from the city centre of Birmingham. And that whole area is about to undergo loads of massive regeneration, a little bit like the Digbeth area is right now. This is like the new Digbeth. And recently, the mighty Birmingham City Football Club, let's not talk about relegation, have announced that they've just bought 48 acres, about half a mile from my plot. And so there's going to be the HS2 station, my plot, and the sports quarter, which is going to be a little bit like what Manchester City have done. Hotels, a big massive 40, 50, 60,000 seater stadium with concerts and stuff like that. So this is only going to go one way, this whole area, and my plot is going to be great. And so I was thinking that I was going to build something like this, like a nice safe option, maybe 16 apartments for 4 stories. But actually one of my mates and a really good planning expert, he's actually my neighbor, said, no, you should be looking much, much bigger. Like, we know that Birmingham City Council, they're giving the green light for developers to build upwards. And I've got several anecdotes about that. So we're now thinking of something kind of much bigger. It could be 10 to 16 stories because of where it is and what the council want to do. They need income, they need council tax, they need more people, and they want to breathe life into the city centre and the kind of 1 mile radius around the city centre. So now I'm thinking much bigger. This is a deal that came through the website really recently, like less than 2 weeks ago. So I've been to see this family, and they are ultra, ultra, ultra motivated. And we're going into legals now. I may do this deal myself. I may find a JV partner, but I might give it to somebody in our network, and we can talk about that in a bit. So if you're interested, if you've got some cash and you want a nice, tidy deal, let me know. So it was for sale for 215, and then because they're motivated, they dropped it to 200K. Then they had a real bad experience with a local agent who tried the modern method of auction. It was a bad mistake. So it looks like it's for sale for 170, but actually it's worth more than that. Then the seller was cheesed off because it wasn't shifting, and they've got to be living in Blackpool, running a hotel in a month's time. They're literally living in out of boxes right now. So they're ultra motivated. So I've secured this at £130,000. It needs carpets upstairs and it needs better staging. They should have done a much better job. They spent like 50K on their house. So this used to be like double doors, and so they've changed it, but the finish isn't top notch. So I think if I spend a few grand and get a handyman there for a week, put some carpets down, there's multiple exits, and I love deals with multiple exits in, because who knows what's going to happen. I also like to just put them onto my balance sheet. So if I can do no money left in deals, which is why I've turned 100K into £2 million worth of land and property, that's what I do. So you can join our network for just 3K plus I think 1% of fees and get this deal. It's ready to go now. I'm not precious about doing the deal. I've got so much on my plate right now, but what's really important for me is I've promised these people, I've made it assignable. I said to them, listen, I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to make it assignable. I always do that. So somebody else can come in if you're kind of ready to rock right now. This is the floor plan. It's like an old council house, but they've done a garage conversion and another extension as well. So you're getting a lot of house really for that money. So it could be supported living. Like the lady that lives in my house in Nottingham now, she has learning difficulties. So that company are interested because they do it all over the country. I could flip it and make some quick cash. I could remortgage it and keep all or most of the money, take all or most of the money out. And I've had some rental inquiries already, and I put it up for like 1,500 quid, which is above average. But I've already got inquiries. I think we've got to do the deal by the 12th of June. So we've got just over a month to do the deal. So who do you know who wants a ready-made deal just outside Birmingham? It's kind of like it's a bit green, it's a bit leafy around there. So yeah, it's a really, really good deal. And interestingly, Property Filter helped us negotiate this deal. So just going to tell you a little bit how we use Property Filter. So yeah, I kind of apologize to Guillaume, like, because we've been mates for ages and I've seen the rise of Property Filter and it's been like awesome. But maybe I was a bit snobby. I was like, I'm really good at finding my own deals. I don't need to use Property Filter or anyone, because I get deals coming to me in leads all the time. And most of my deals are off market, although recently we've done some kind of creative Facebook ads. So we're getting a lot of deals that are on market because we're kind of suggesting that estate agents don't always do a good job in a couple of our adverts. So a lot of the deals that we're coming, they're on the market because they're responding to our adverts, but they're saying we're cheesed off with the agents. So I call them ultra motivated sellers. Some of them are on with 2 or 3 agents and they're Googling and they're kind of getting desperate. But we really use Property Filter, and where it helps us save time and therefore money is for due diligence. It's just excellent. Whereas before I was going all over the internet and doing loads of research, I can now kind of in 5 minutes just get a really, really good, not even a snapshot, just a really good steer on remember on the form on my websites, the people ask, we ask, what do you think the open market value is and what would you accept? Obviously, no one tells us their lowest offer there. I think on the form that the deal that I just showed you that's available, they said it's worth 200, but we'd accept 180 or 170, but they've just accepted 130. So it kind of changes, but I used property filter to say, well, this is what the market's doing, and the market's really slow. And I'd been to see them and built rapport with them. And I kind of knew that I got the inkling that they would accept an offer, and they have. And I actually bumped up my offer a little bit. I did all the sums, and I sent them a kind of one pager saying, this is what I should offer you. And I know what you need to move on, but I'm offering you slightly more than that because I want to negotiate the win-win, and I'm helping them with their lease in the Blackpool deal as well. So I wouldn't say we're mates, but we're getting on really well. And what I really want is a video testimonial from them, because that will give us the social proof, and then we'll do more deals, and people in our network will do more deals. So the due deal on Property Filter is quick, easy, it's very thorough, and I use the screenshots and send them to motivated sellers and say, okay, this is what I think it's worth, and we need a discount. Are you kind of happy to go for it or not? And then we open negotiations. So Property Filter, apologies, Guillaume, I should have been using it ages ago, but I am using it now every day. Oh yeah, and just while we're talking about deals, that the bungalow deal that I just explained to you near the HS2 station, I just pitched that on the Property Elevator Show TV show. If I tell you what happened, I have to kill you. So it's embargoed, but I think it's getting broadcast next June, or this June, next month, June and July. I think there's 6 episodes going out, and I've seen a trailer, and I'm in the trailer, so I hope that means that they're going to put my deal on. But yeah, it was, and it's obviously it's really good because I told them all about my my website and the network that I'm building, and I've got all their numbers to say, hey, I've got some juicy deals. Are you interested in potential JV or whatever? So it's really helped me, even from the days where I was the new kid on the block. Having a Summer House Quickly website has really helped me kind of maximize and helped me on my property journey. So how can we help you? Just going to do a quick time check call. How can we help you? So the first thing we do is book in a call with me if you want to know how I can help you. And I love talking to people. I've done loads of traveling. I love nattering. So even if you need a bit of free advice, I suppose I'm a bit of an expert in website design and SEO. So if you're thinking about getting a website, or you got a website but it's not bringing in any leads or many leads, and you want some help and advice, just booking a call. A special favor to Guillaume, we're doing like a 15-minute free call, so just go there, and you can, if you want to learn more about my offer, which I'm going to tell you about now, that's fine. But if you want to just talk about your website or what you're doing on social media, just booking a call. I think the calls start next Monday, and to just do that as soon as you can. But if you really want to know how we can help you, you could become a member of the Summer House Quickly network. And this is what you'll get. So I'm just going to go through this quickly, and then I'll break it down. So we've got 500 areas for sale. And I'll tell you about that more. So every major town and city in the UK, I've bought that domain name. So we've got Summer House Quickly Wakefield, Summer House Quickly London, Summer House Quickly Brighton. Every major town and city we have. Agents and sellers treat you differently if you say you're part of a network and you've got a nice website. And I've done this many, many times, like with that 3.5 acre deal. He wouldn't even talk to me, he wouldn't engage with me. I sent him the website, he looked at it, and he's like, okay, let's have a conversation. We build all the social media profiles and give you help. If you're not so good on social media, you need some help, we've got templates to kind of do it all for you. So we've got loads of digital resources. We've got loads of physical resources, such as, oh yeah, got this. So like flyers, flyer templates, business cards, posters, postcards, all that kind of stuff that you need to get more leads and deals. We've got all that for you. There's lots of online support via webinars and Zoom. And there's live events, both training and social events. So our first training day is on Saturday. It's probably too late for you, but maybe you maybe come at the NEC at the Crown Plaza, where PIN do a lot of training and Property Filter do a lot of training, and there's going to be loads of peer support. I think we've sold. We're basically just about to launch it. We've sold 40 areas to 12 investors, and we have 9 of them coming on Saturday. So there's a lot of peer support. We've got a WhatsApp group where people are kind of giving each other help and support already, which is great. That's exactly what we want. So you're basically getting like an instant brand. So you can build a website or get a website built. You can do flyers and that kind of stuff, or you can just say, "Hey, Lee's team would do that all for you." Obviously, you get a professional email address, and you get all the benefits that we will get. Obviously, we're going to have, we reckon, 200, 300, 400 people in our network. So when we go to bridging companies or insurers, we can say, "Hey, we need a deal," and that's what my role is now. And like I said, I think we've flipped the script. Our system gets motivated sellers direct to your inbox, and actually we've got an app in development, and you're going to be able to run the business from an app on your phone. So I'm just going to go in a little bit more depth, maybe 15, maybe 10 minutes, Guillaume, to talk about what exactly it is. So it's not just a domain name, it's a fully functioning website. So for example, we've got Summer House Quickly Birmingham. We're going to build that and try and get leads just in Birmingham. But wherever your goldmine area is, we've got the domain name, and if we haven't got it, we'll get it, and you can join our network. We clone the original website that we know Google likes, and then we SEO it for your local area. So if your local area is Glasgow, we'll build loads of pages on your site all about Glasgow, and your social media will also say Summer House Quickly Glasgow or wherever. We've also got a really, really funky, really excellent CRM system, and that automates all the follow-ups, it automates the calendars, and if you miss a call, from a mobile, it will text them back and say, "Sorry, I missed your call. Do you want to book in? Do you want to book in a time that's convenient for you?" And some of our network members, there may be teachers or they're lawyers, and they can't really call people all day, every day. It's maybe before work, after work, or during their lunch hour. So the system handles all that for you. And there's a social media scheduler. So you can put one post and say, "I want that to go to Google My Business. I want it to go to Facebook. I want it to go to Instagram," and it will send it all for you. And you or your son, nephew, niece, whatever, daughter, significant other, or your VA in the Philippines or wherever can probably work for an hour or two and schedule a whole month's worth of content on the social media scheduler. And you tell it when it wants to go, and it'll do it all for you. When it comes to marketing, like I said, we build 7 social media platforms, all the templates that you will need. And if there's some that we haven't done, we'll just do it for you because we'll probably use it. So somebody asked the other day, "Oh, we need a landlord letter." So yeah, we did that. We're about to take out some billboard, really big billboard advertising. So we'll have that for you. And we have like a resource center that all this sits, and then you can just go add your name and number, and then it's ready to go to the printers. We'll give you a startup accelerator plan telling you what you need to do in the first 2 weeks to get the leads coming in, and we'll give you like a 12-month growth plan. So you get some leads initially, and then what you do to build your website, build your social media, become that key person of influence. When anybody thinks Summer House Quickly in leads, that could be you. Yeah, so we tell you what to do and how to do it and when to do it. And more importantly, we save you time and money. So these are the 7 social media platforms that we'll build for you. It's just kind of the main ones. We were thinking about Clubhouse, but I don't think anyone uses that now. But whatever the next big thing is, we'll be all over it. I think out of these, the most important ones are obviously Google Business Profile, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe Instagram. But YouTube is actually the 2nd biggest search engine in the world, and it's owned by Google. So we'll be sharing with you all the hacks that mean if you like. YouTube is actually really, really important. Some people don't want to put their face all over YouTube. We're not all as photogenic as Guillaume. And I used to be a little bit like that, but I've had to come out of my comfort zone because it's really good. But there are other ways you can do avatars or cartoonize yourself and do that. But putting content, I'll give you a little tip here. So if you have a website, you should also have a YouTube channel, and you should put content out on your YouTube channel that links back to your website. And on each page of your website, there should be a video, a few reasons why. There should be a YouTube video embedded in your page. A few reasons why. It's not hosted on your website, it's hosted on YouTube. So your website is faster, it loads quicker. That's crucially, vitally important for search engine optimization. It makes people, if people click on it, let's say it's a 30-second video, then it tells the Google bots that people are interested in your page because they're not just going for 1 or 2 seconds and leaving. If they're watching a video for 10 seconds even, it gives you more points on Google. And like I said, it's the more links that you've got to your website, the higher it will rank. So for many, many different reasons, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you should, and you should link your YouTube channel, and every page on your website should lead to YouTube. But we'll take care of all that for you if you join our network, and lots more hints and tips like that. But more importantly, you're going to join a massive network. Simon Zucchi and Hanif Khan are involved in SMHQ network, and the big reason they got involved is they thought, okay, we're kind of filling a gap in the market, and when we sell our, like I said, we haven't even launched and we've sold 40 areas. So we believe that we're going to kind of sell loads. Lots of people are getting leads, and now people are getting deals. We're going to soon, there's going to be a price increase. So at the moment it's relatively cheap, but we know the value of it. So the value is going to increase, and we can then leverage our network to get much better deals for all of our network members. So some of the things that we're actually going to do is like the legal paperwork. So you get sample agreements for lease options, exchange of delay completions, non-compete agreements, joint ventures, heads of terms, lockout agreements, everything that you need to kind of secure and then do a deal. We'll provide samples for you. We really want to maximize our network and teach people how to leverage the brand. And we've got Hanif who's doing a masterclass for our trainees, and it's about how you leverage the brand with estate agents and how to get into the black book of the estate agents. And Hanif, if you don't know Hanif Khan, Simon Zucchi calls him the best deal sourcer he's ever known, and he's done maybe 500 property deals. He knows loads about branding and scaling businesses, as Guillaume can attest to. And yeah, we're going to do loads of in-person startups and check-in meetups and have loads of social events, because we believe people buy from people, and property investors, it's all about liking and trusting other investors and doing deals together. And obviously you get access to our power teams, and that's Simon's and Hanif's and other people in the network. Speaking to one of our guys the other day, he's a quantity surveyor. I was like, oh, that's great, because, would you give a bit of advice? And another great thing is, that guy's a quantity surveyor. He's going to have a Google business profile. So, we'll all have a Google business profile. So we will all be able to verify each other on Google and Facebook and give each other 5-star reviews, which helps your website and helps your Google My Business profile. So we've got loads of kind of things in our roadmap to kind of make us all the key person of influence in the local area. We've got a deal with SiteFinder, where you can, any deals that aren't right for you, you can put them on their website and they'll split the fee. They're fully compliant, and they've got a list of investors all eager and looking for deals. And obviously we want to joint venture with each other and help each other, and like I said, Google review each other. This is a little bit about the vision and where we're going. So we think that we've got a massive opportunity to become the We Buy Any Car of property. There's no one single company that have done it, and we think, well, why can't it be us? It's all about being like really like following through. If we tell people we're going to make you an offer in 24 hours, we need to do that. If we say we're going to buy it for this price, we're not going to gazump you at the last minute and when your bags are packed. So there's a code of ethics. Everything that I do is really ethical. And with these people, I probably could have gone it a little bit cheaper, but I've told them it's 130. The price is 130. I'm happy with that. So we want to do loads of billboards, eventually TV ads, radio ads, and jingles, a bit like the We Buy Any Car one. We want to bring speed, certainty, and integrity to the quick cash buying industry, because there are some cowboys out there. One of our USPs, we believe, is we'll have 500 people or 500 areas sold, and local people will operate those areas. So some of our competitors have call centers. They have call centers in India or the Philippines. We suggest that you don't use your VA to do help with your social media, but not with the taking of the calls and the visiting. Obviously, they can't visit from the Philippines, but I'm pretty sure that the deal that I just told you about that I secured at 130, I went to see them. I spent an hour or more with them. I built rapport with them, and yeah, they agreed to my offer. Like I said, we're going to have loads of different partnerships and have economies of scale with bridging companies, with VA companies, solicitors, insurers, you name it. If it's a service that's going to help you with your property investing, we want to be getting a deal from it because we'll have a big network. I think that probably this time next year will actually be a proper franchise. At the moment, we operate under a license agreement, but I think we'll become a proper franchise, and that's one reason the price will go up. We've just employed a UK-based coordinator that looks after all the licensees, and we've got more staff incoming because we've got so many leads that, if I'm honest, I don't always follow up all the leads because, like right now, my focus is the training day on Saturday. Although I have just got a lead today for 21 properties, a mixture of resi and commercial around Sussex way. So I'm definitely talking to that one because that's important. And so, yeah, we're constantly iterating and changing and improving. And I think we're going to be very different in 1 year's time than we are today. Like I said, the first training day is this week. The official launch will be the 1st of June. And then watch us grow as kind of as we grow, we'll develop. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. This is like what we want to become. Oh, come on. How do I do it?
We don't get the sound, mate, but I think we get the spirit.
Okay, cool. So like I said, yeah, Hanif and Simon are involved, and yeah, we'd love you to kind of be involved too. You can all we've just launched a new service where you can buy individual leads from us. It's not the most cost-effective way because you can see we'll sell you that lead that I just told you about for 5,000, but it's only 3,000 to join our network for a whole year. So you can have a look at that. A little bit on the price. So I've been developing this system for the last 9 years. I've spent hundreds of thousands of pounds refining our system and trialing different things. It's helped me turn my 100K into £2 million. The average generic website is around 1,500 to 3 grand. But to come and join us, at the moment, the price is going to rise. It's between 2,000 and 5,000. It's very dependent on the geographic area and the average house prices of your area. And like I said, the prices will increase very soon, like within the next 2 weeks. We cannot guarantee you any leads, but we're really confident that we will get you leads. But if we don't, we'll give you a free rollover for year 2 because this price is per year price. And we've also aligned our profits to your success. So if you get a site from a lead from your social media or your branding, then the lead of course is free because you generated that from your hard work. Each deal that you complete, our terms and conditions just entitle us to a £200 fee. However, we're going to do loads of Google ads, Facebook ads, TikTok, you name it, we're going to be all over it, billboard adverts, the radio, TV in the future. And if people come to our site, but they are in Manchester, I've got no interest in buying property anywhere else but Birmingham, really. So I'm not going to do that deal. We'll send that lead to you for free. If you turn the lead into a deal and complete on it, we want 1% of the purchase price. So even if you source it on or sell it for an average of 2%, you just share that fee with us. So that guarantees that we're not going to just sell you a website and then abandon you. Your success is our profit because it's taken so much money to build our systems that what we take off you here just kind of we just about break even. What we really want to do is give you help, support, training to do more deals. There's only one area, and once your goldmine area is gone, it's gone, maybe forever. So once again, if you're interested, I'd love to have a talk. If you just want to, if you're not interested, that's cool, but you want some free advice on websites or social media, use the QR code and book in a call. And yeah, that's the end of my official presentation. Guillaume, do you have any questions for me, or
Yeah,
does anybody else got
yeah.
questions?
Thanks a lot. It's great to see it's gone a long way since last time I've seen it, so it's
Yeah,
really
yeah. I
awesome,
think, Simon and Hanif, where they're on the
Yeah,
ball,
yeah,
especially about the branding stuff. So we've almost gone back and ripped up the business plan and said, okay, like the people that come into our network, we need to make sure that they're happy, and if they're getting leads and deals, then the money will flow. So all the early kind of money that we've taken, we've just plowed that straight back into staff and
yeah,
more
yeah.
more support for people.
No, awesome. And guys, if you want to type in the chat, some feedback, reaction, questions, and then that'd be really, really useful. Just to put you on the spot, Lee,
Yeah.
since the start of this call, how many leads have you got? Have you had? Have you received?
I don't know. It's not quite like well, let me have a look.
Or,
Oh no, hang
or,
on.
or, or since today, like
Oh,
I'm
so
sure.
today I woke up and there was two leads waiting for me. One guy has got 21 properties to sell, but I've not spoken to him yet. And then 25 minutes ago, I got one in Indian guy in Sheffield Centre that is doing one. So I've had like three today.
Yeah,
Uh,
well done.
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
fair play, fair play.
yeah.
Thanks a
Uh,
lot. Yeah, and really thanks a lot. Like it's really awesome, and it's great to collaborate with you and then see each other grow in the same time. See how you use property filter to stack the deal, and then it means you can come back
Great.
to these
Well,
guys.
again,
Easy for
apologies because it's like it just saved me so much time, and I should have been doing it straight away. You should have told me it was more than deals. But even like my son is about to go to Liverpool Uni in September, so
Yeah,
I've given him a task of using Property Filter and Summer House quickly to become a deal sourcer in Liverpool, and I'm going
yeah,
to pay for his first year in halls of residence, but his year two, year three, year four, he needs to be living in a house that he's sourced either from Property Filter or Sam House Quickly or a combination of
yeah,
both. So he's using it right now. So that's cool.
yeah. It's
And
awesome stuff, really.
I've been massively inspired by you and what you've done with Property Filter. So give me a kick up the bum to kind of
Yeah,
uh, join you.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's great working with you. And then we had Site Finder last week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like the three of us are kind of going around the hovering over all possible lead generation. So they are
yeah,
all the three, if you're a property filter member, I recommend having a look at these other two.
yeah,
It's really, really cool. Yeah. So
yeah.
Darren's asking which area are gone now? Do you know on top of your head?
Off the top of my head, most of East London or all of East London has gone.
Yeah.
Areas like Derby, Luton, but there's only 40, and like I said, so we've still got over 400, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like there's loads to go, and yeah, so if you go to the website or if you want booking a call here, and then I can send you some links so we know that it's come from this call. That'd be great, and then I can get back to everyone, and
Yeah,
then
because you don't really offer your time for free usually. So thanks a lot for offering the property filter community to have a bit of a
no, no,
chat with
that's
you.
cool. But like, definitely everyone on the call now, just book in like now, even if it's for next week, book it in, and then I'll send you some other resources that will help us make the most of the time on our call together.
Yeah,
And like,
awesome.
like I said, if even if you just want some free advice about your website, that's kind of cool as well.
Yeah, cool. Darren says he's booked a call already.
Ah, cool,
That's
nice one, Darren.
awesome.
Cool, awesome.
Uh,
Which area are you, Darren? Type it in the chat.
I've got Tim as DM me. Do you need to be compliant? And can you have more than one area? Can you
Yeah,
buy multiple
I
areas?
think one person bought 9 areas, another person bought 11 areas. So yeah, and in a way, we kind of like it when that happens because we know that people are serious. We don't really want people who are tire kickers. If we give them a lead, we want, our profits are in that lead as well. So
Yeah,
we're going to be saying, hey, come on, have you found that person yet? And I think what I want in the training day, sometimes we get the form. Well, we get the forms and it says, okay, it's worth 200. I'll accept 190. And we think, oh, it's not a deal. We might not call them, but no one's going to give you their bottom line in that opening gambit. It's about building rapport, getting on the phone, and then if you think there's a deal to be done, go and do it, and then making an offer. And we use property filter and everything else, and then it's okay. This is our offer, and we want to be open and transparent. But yeah, oh, sorry, Darren, Bristol has gone. But a good example of that yesterday, I had a lead yesterday. She was really hot, and we got a web chat, and you'll have a web chat on your website if you come into our network. And she was like, oh, I'm cheesed off. It's a probate, and I just want to get rid of it quickly. It's been empty for 2 years. So I phoned her, and I think there's three siblings all fighting over it, and one guy just wants to hang on for the highest price. And already on the call, I think she's dropped the price by like £100,000, and it's like, oh wow. Yeah, there's a deal to be done. So actually, the guy that bought Bristol, it was just outside Bristol. I just sent him the lead because, like I said, I'm too busy to be doing deals in an area that I don't really understand. Yes, Aaron, we do cover Essex. There's lots of towns in Essex that we've got.
Yeah, Essex would work quite well, I
Yeah,
suppose. Yeah.
yeah. And I think I've definitely I got a lead from Southend, I think yesterday as well, and other areas. Braintree, Essex. Yeah, forgive my geography. So yeah, it's quite a meaty area, isn't it? There's lots of, if you get a 25% below market deal up here in Birmingham, you might make 20, 30, 40, 50 grand. If you get it in the London areas or Kensington, for example, you could become a millionaire overnight, couldn't you? No, you could.
Definitely.
Yeah, like one of my best ever deals that I didn't do Leeds was in St John's Wood, but this was back in the day before I was educated, and it was a £4 million property. The guy said you can have it for 2.7, and I just kind of I took a week, like sleepless nights, thinking this is a scam, and because I wasn't that educated about property, it's just
Yeah, you didn't understand or believe
yeah,
why would people sell you cheap
yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
And again, I think he'd inherited it. He didn't want these neighbors to know that he was selling it, so he didn't want to go to an agent and blah blah blah. And he's like, I had a coffee with him. He's like, listen, man, no, this is one of my many properties. Just give me what I want free. You can have it. But back then, I wasn't educated enough. I hadn't started to go to PIN. I hadn't done any of the education stuff. So I thought, and then after about a week, I thought, right, it's genuine. It is a deal.
You didn't have
But
property filter to assess the
no, no, no.
comparability.
Yeah, well, it would have been easy, but I didn't even know how to raise money. And now I've raised money. I've got JV partners, but back then I was a bit ignorant. So I've always kind of regretted that. And it's one reason I did that property elevator show, because now I've got access to people like that now. So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim is DMing me asking about the compliance. I'm guessing this
Okay,
is
yeah, because
compliance for sourcing.
so right now, no, like and I hate like all the compliance stuff. And actually, I've never sold a deal. I've either done deals myself or JV'd with people, so you don't need to be compliant. But our new coordinator, I recruited him because he's not like me. He's very organized. I'm like the ideas man, if you've not guessed that. But we were talking all this week saying, okay, once we get our training day out, should we become compliant? And then you'll be doing deals under our umbrella, and we'll be compliant, and we'll sign the paperwork on your behalf. But also,
Yeah.
if you're gonna sell one deal, maybe you can get away with not being compliant. If you are a deal sourcer, or you want to become a deal sourcer, you should 100% become compliant. But like I said, that's why one reason we like SiteFinder is because they're fully compliant and we can sell deals with them. But I think we've got lots of stuff to do on our roadmap, and part of our training day is to see what our network members want and what we want, and then amalgamate the two, and then see then we'll publish the roadmap and say, okay, this is what we're working on this month. So yeah, I think like Michelle's just said, if we become compliant centrally, that would help you guys. And my new coordinator is a detail man, so I was like, okay, yeah, you can do that. Then I'll go and talk to people.
Especially with your brand, then, because then they'll sign all your forms and contracts and templates, head of terms, lockout agreements. It will be with sell my house quickly, and therefore there's a continuity of the paperwork and everything, which is quite good.
So. And that's why I think we'll become a fully fledged franchise, not just a license agreement.
No, fair play, like it's doing really well. So it's great to be working with you guys.
If I'm honest, it's like we're at the kind of beginning really, and it's like the rebirth. So I'm really, really excited because there's many ways that we can do it. Like I said, no one's really smashed that We Buy Any Car. Like We Buy Any Car are a national brand. Everyone knows them. Everyone knows that they don't give the best price, but they give speed and certainty. So I use in my marketing, when I'm talking to ultra motivated sellers, I say we are like We Buy Any Car, and they say, do you give us 100%? I'm like, well, no, especially in a slow market like now, like we're not going to give you 100% of the market value, but we'll solve that problem for you. But we need a bit of a discount, and that's fair. And most people say, yeah, cool, but show me the money.
You mentioned a few times about the training day or something. So I know
Yeah,
you've got something Saturday. I'm coming to do a masterclass on the comparables and due
yeah.
diligence, etc. Okay, is it worth sharing a little bit with people?
Yeah,
What's that?
that's basically
Coming.
for all of our early adopters, the people that have bought into Summer House quickly. Number one, they got it for the cheaper price, and we're going to use these guys to get loads of leads and deals and ramp up our advertising. So John is
You want
coming.
case studies of
Yeah,
all
of
your early
course.
adopters
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
successful. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. John is coming because he's got a lease option that he's done in Peterborough. He owns Summer House Quickly Peterborough.
Yeah, nice.
He had one the other day for like a mobile home or something. He said that's not a deal. So yeah, cool. But he's got a lease option on a flat and it's a cracking deal. So he's going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that one that I've just shown you because I've got one or two people interested. But if not, I'm going to do the deal. And it's more like Hanif's going to come. Simon's going to zoom in because he's doing another thing. So it's just about one. Like when I talk about it's got to be we want it to be a social element as well. So we're all going out for a curry afterwards, so everyone's invited for a curry. But it's more about getting to know each other and learning from each other because we've got one guy in who's like an expert with flyering, and even me, I've got my flyers, but I haven't really done much with them. So it's about learning from each other, but it's also like just explaining really in depth how I did it, the social post that I've done, how to talk to motivated sellers, and yeah, just to get people going. That's what it's about. Unfortunately, you have to be a network member to come on Saturday, but we think we'll do at least 4 of these a year, like once a quarter, just to keep everyone going, and then we'll do online masterclasses and Zoom. So if something like groundbreaking happens in our industry or the latest social media fad comes in. Like for instance, one of the things that we're about to do, it had to get put on the back burner, is an AI chatbot. So that will be on the website, and when people say, "Oh, do you give us market value?" We'll send it. It's all automated and AI driven, and that won't be any more cost for you because I'm going to be doing it. So everything that I do, I test it out, and then we just roll it out across our network.
Probably. Thank you so much. Do you have any sort of closing sentiment for today?
No, like I said, if you want a little bit of help on your website, it's nothing to do with SMHU network, just booking a call. But if you're serious about taking your deals and leads to the next level, perhaps like we can help you. Like I said, I've turned 100K into almost £2 million, and if I get that £5 million GDV for just a bit of paperwork, then that's £7 million worth of property. So I've priced that in at 300K, although I got it for 75K. So yeah, just book in a call and we'll have a chat. We're a young company, but we're really ambitious, and like I said, we want to become the We Buy Any Car for property, and you can get in like right at the beginning, basically.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, well, Lee,
Cool.
thanks so much. Thank
No
you,
worries, mate.
all of you, for joining us on today's Deal Finder Corner. Do reach out to Lee if anything, just to pick his brain, as he very generously opened his calendar for us Property Filter members. And yeah, do make the most of this. We try to bring those really good and cool guests, and this is this is definitely one of them. So do make good use of Lee's offer today. In the meantime, visit propertyfilter.co.uk, log on to your Property Filter account, check out the deal blueprint where you can define your goldmine area, engage with motivated sellers, assess properties in seconds, load your pipeline and make deals, have an endless supply of deals. Join the top 1% of people who are actually doing deals right now, become a high achiever deal finder. I hope you enjoyed today's Deal Finder Corner like I did, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much. Have a great day and a great week. Lee, thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.